Alright everyone, so in this video here, I wanted to talk about and compare and give you my thoughts between the Xbox Series X and the Xbox Series S. I have both of them. I'm just gonna be upfront with you. This wasn't really like a planned purchase. It was more of a last second decision I made, and I'm going to get into more details later in this video. But first and foremost, both of them I think are actually good consoles. When it comes to the Series X, this is obviously the more expensive one, the more capable one, and for an extra $200, you're actually getting quite a bit of stuff in this box that you're not going to get with the Series S. Now, I'm not saying the Series S is a bad system either. I'm just saying for the extra $200, you're getting a more powerful system, but you're also getting double the storage from the Series S. And you're also getting a physical disk drive for physical media. So, if you still buy games physically, this is obviously the one to get. If you still watch movies on physical discs, this would be the one to get. Now, if you're someone that just wants the absolute cheapest option to go into current gen and you don't care about physical media, the Series S is actually a really good option too. And in fact, I'm going to say this. If it wasn't for the physical games I already have from previous generation Xbox consoles, I probably would have just saved the money and got the Series S, to be quite honest with you. But if you are going into the Xbox brand new and all you care about is Xbox Game Pass, the Series S, honestly, should be the one to be looking at. The reason why I'm saying that is Game Pass, the games tends to shuffle in and out. And if you are someone that only plays a couple of games at a time, then you're not really that concerned with having a lot of storage. Now, for me personally, I do use one of these drives. I use one of these expansion drives for the Xbox, but I also have a USB SSD drive that I use to connect to this. And in total, I have, about 4 or 5 terabytes total of storage right now on the Series X. And I'm probably going to get another one of these for the Series S, just so I have extra storage on it. But right now, the games I played on here, they all fit in the internal storage. So right now, I'm not in a big hurry to pick one up for it. But I could just use this and then just, plug it in the back each time. Now, is there a reason to have both, though? I think if you are looking for a second Xbox, this is actually a better option. It's cheaper and it'll play the same games as the Xbox Series X. So, and not only that, there is a compelling argument for just having a smaller system. The PS5 is comically big. It's actually much bigger than the Series X. But the Series X is still a pretty chunky system itself. If you are someone, though, that just wants a smaller box that still play games, but you also use it as a media consumption device, the Series S is actually a really good option also. So, while the Series S isn't as powerful as the Series X, the games on the Series S still looks really, really good. And the games that, at least currently right now, the games that are cross-gen or games that are optimized for the Series X and S, to be honest with you, and this is me playing both of these, on my 4K television. Now, it's not like the latest and greatest in television technology. It doesn't have variable refresh rate or 120 frames or anything like that. But 4K HDR 60 hertz is how I'm comparing these two. The games look so identical between the two that I think the average person that does not look at the game's graphics with a fine-tooth pick won't be able to tell the difference. Later down the line, a couple years from now, maybe there's going to be a larger gap. As of right now in 2021, though, both of them, in terms of how the games play and how the games look, they are so similar from one another that even I was having trouble telling the difference between the two. And in fact, the biggest difference I've noticed between the two was when I was playing Warzone on both of these consoles. The Series S, there was a little bit of a chugginess to it when the game was about to go into a match. So in the menu, when you have your character walking towards you in the menu, once it finds a game and it's trying to load, and you have the other players' characters walking with you, that right there, the game was starting to chug. The frame rate, I've noticed, did drop. It doesn't do that on the Series X, though. At least from what I've noticed. Now, it could have been just a fluke, but from my observation, that was the biggest difference I could tell. Now, in terms of the way the game looks, the way the game plays, they are so similar from one another that, truthfully, the average person isn't going to be able to tell the difference. At least I don't think so. Now, if you say, like, if you're coming from a previous generation console or the Nintendo Switch, even the Series S is going to be a big jump in capabilities. So keep that in mind too. Now, if you just want to get one console and you just want to essentially future-proof yourself, then just go ahead and get the Series X. This is a better version of the console between the two, but the Series S is a good choice too. And obviously I do have both, and this one is pretty much my secondary console for when I'm at my mother's house, or if, say, hey, in the future, go to a friend's house, play games, this will be the luggable system that I will be bringing along. Because to be truthful, most of the games I've been playing on the Xbox lately has all been digital. It's all been through Game Pass or like Warzone, Apex, Fortnite, things like that. Basically the free-to-play games. They both play fine on them. Other games I play through Game Pass, they both play them just fine. So I think for the average person, both of them are good choices. It's just also what you're looking for. If you just want to just get one system for an extra $200, you get the physical media, more storage, more powerful system. This would be the one to get. But if you just want the cheaper option and all you really care about is just Game Pass and that's it, the Series S is actually a good choice too. So, for me personally, the way I'm looking at this, the Series S is a good second console. The Series X is a good console as your primary console. So say like most of your gaming is on PlayStation, but you're still interested in Game Pass, the Series S is a good choice. If most of your gaming is on the Switch, or you play the Switch for the Nintendo games, but you're still interested in Game Pass, the Series S is actually a good choice there. So, and of course it is a smaller, lighter system. You know, this one you kind of have to handle it with two hands, and you know, there's quite a bit of weight. This one is a lighter system, obviously a much smaller system, and I think with both options, it does maybe slightly confuse the market a little, because it's not like on the PlayStation 5 where there is two versions, but the only difference is one has a disk drive, one doesn't. This one's a little more complicated, but in the real world, I think people playing games on the Series S are going to be just fine, are going to be just as happy as people playing games on the Series X. I tried multiple games on both of these consoles. They both play just fine. But a couple years down the line, maybe that's going to change. As of right now, in terms of the more popular games that people are actually playing, both of these consoles play them just fine. So those are my thoughts. Obviously, when it comes to the accessories, all the accessories works for it. You know, it still has the same amount of USB ports. It has the memory expansion slot for the memory card for it. And, you know, it uses the same plugs, same HDMI cables. So truthfully, you could interchange them. But, like I said, this one I think is a very good secondary console to get if you're in the market for a second system. Now, for me personally, this is still going to be my primary system. And then this one is going to be when I'm at my mother's house to spend time there. And if, say, you know, I go out to a friend's house and we have a gaming session, that would be the console I would be bringing. But anyway, those are my thoughts. Leave those comments down below. Let me know what you think. And I think Microsoft in this generation has a compelling argument for both of these consoles. And being the cheaper option at $299 for a now current generation console, it's really hard to beat that. You know, for $300, you can play pretty much the games that are going to be coming out in the next, 5-6 years. For $300, that's actually not a bad price. And like I said, if all you care about is Game Pass, the Series S, I think, is actually a better option. And if it wasn't for my back catalog of Xbox games from previous generation consoles, I probably would have just went the cheaper option, to be quite frank with you. But I do like both of them. I think both are really good options. And yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you think down below. Like always, have a good one. Make sure you like this video, share this video, subscribe if you're not subscribed, and like always, have a good one. You know what, I'm just curious, I haven't done this. Put this right on top. Oh, okay. The depth of this is actually pretty much exactly the same. Cool. So yeah, I just do that. Kind of see how that looks. Actually, if I move these out of the way, put this here, and put this next to it, it'll kind of give you an idea of the size difference. It's pretty amazing just how small Microsoft was actually able to make this thing. I'm actually quite impressed. That's good engineering right there, I must say. Anyway, I'll end it there.